welcome to a new episode of Philly on Philly Sports. I'm your boy Jamel. To my right,
My name is Brendan.
we back at it, man. So today we're gonna jump right into it, but as we always do, start it off right,
Yes, sir.
my man. Oh,
I hope you didn't make that face this time.
I was getting ready to say no face,
No face.
no face this
Yeah,
time.
no face is needed. Yeah.
All right, so this episode we're gonna talk a little bit about Phillies, Eagles, Sixers.
hmm
Right. So I'm gonna let you pick which one you want to start with.
Let's start with the Phillies. We haven't had much mention of that on the channel yet.
All right, no doubt.
Spring training
Yep.
just started. We had our first game against Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah.
And one thing that really stuck out to me is Johan Rojas hitting the ball.
He's hitting the ball, but I think the focus, which it should be, is just the contact portion because he got the
Yeah.
wheels.
Yeah, he's got the wheels. Definitely getting on base is going to be huge for him, especially as a speed guy at the end of the lineup.
Right.
It's definitely important for him to get on base, and for the top of the lineup,
Yeah.
obviously.
Like last year, all he did was like swing for the fences.
Yeah,
Every pitch.
It seemed like it. Yeah. And at the end, and in the playoff push when he was 0 for whatever 500.
Yeah.
You saw him try and do the stubs where the little swinging bunts, and those weren't working either.
No.
So hopefully he learned how to make contact and bunt. That would be huge for me this year.
So, you know what Johan reminds me of?
What's that?
You ever seen Major League?
Yes,
Willie Mays Hayes.
Willie Mays Hayes. That's exactly what it seems
Always
like.
swinging for the
Yeah,
fence,
always.
but don't got the power.
It doesn't have it.
Just get contact. You
I
got
don't-
the wheels.
I don't know if he doesn't have the power yet. I don't know if you saw him in spring training. Like he's pretty big now. He bulked up.
Protein shakes.
He had a whole bunch of protein shakes. He bulked up. I don't know what his regimen was over the break, but he definitely bulked up. It's good to.
He's a young kid.
Yeah.
Young kid. He came into it. He did what he needed to do. More importantly for us, he helped solidify us on defense and the outfield. We had a long time struggle at center field. So he's going to do his job. I think he just has to remain, within himself. When you have Bryce Harper, when you have, I cannot think of his name right now, leadoff batter, Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah.
When you got Schwarbers, and you got even with
Trey
Bone,
Turner.
you got some heavy hitters, right?
Yeah.
Nick Castellanos last year.
He's a heavy hitter as
heavy
well.
hitter. So it's easy to fall into that pattern. It's just like basketball. If everybody's shooting threes, you want to be part of the party as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
But sometimes all you need is a bucket.
That's it.
For him, all we need is a base hit because if you get a base hit, a double, he's on first base, a double for that person is
He scores.
He scores.
He scores
Easily.
all day.
Easily.
And that's kind of what we were missing in the Diamondbacks series for sure. We needed just people to just get on base. Our big guys were 0 for whatever it was in the last 2 games at home, which is completely unacceptable.
Right.
Might I add?
So we was at home like that?
Yeah, that can't happen. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see what happens in spring training. I know there's a couple big names that haven't played yet. We'll see what we get out of them.
I never really get into spring training too much as far as expectations. Like spring training to me is just like preseason for football.
It's the warm up. It's
You
the
know what I mean?
warm up for sure.
You have a lot of teams who can win every preseason game and be under 500 for the season.
Yeah. So one thing I'm looking for this spring training is last year with Trey Turner. He was in the World Baseball Classic up until the end.
Yeah.
And he played amazing in the WBC.
Oh, for sure.
He played amazing, and then he came. Obviously he got to our team, and for the first half of the year, he stunk.
Yeah.
I'm looking for him to start off hot in the regular season for sure, and get the warm up that he needs, the training, the fitness, whatever it is in spring training that he needs to get his legs under him to have a good start to the season.
I think for Trey, I don't know what. Do you think it was a mental issue?
I think it was. I mean, you move your whole life from Los Angeles to Philadelphia. I mean, It's pretty. That's pretty crazy. I don't think that I could do it, especially coming from LA.
So,
Coming from LA to
what,
Philly has got to be
that's
a
what I was going to say.
complete shell shock. I mean,
Well, DC to
yeah,
LA to
yeah.
Philly.
I mean, he did it already,
But I
But
think,
from DC to LA, he did a lot better because you're going into a lot better weather.
but
It's
I think it's the whole fan portion. You got real fans
yeah,
here, real
yeah.
fans. You got fans who care. You're in DC.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
You don't
DC's
got no
never been
fans
known
here.
as a powerhouse for fans. Like they're not going to overwhelm you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You go to LA, there's 80 things to do before going to a baseball game.
yeah, for sure. And I mean, everybody always talks about the ovation with Trey Turner.
Mm-hmm.
Post ovation, it seems like he was hitting a home run every other game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Every other game, coming down the stretch, he was hitting home runs almost
Yeah.
every single game. And that's the Trey Turner that we want. And we don't need him to swing like that all the time.
No.
We need him to get on base because he's another one of those guys who's,
Fly.
if he's on first base and you hit a double, he's scoring.
Yeah.
It's automatic.
So the whole standing ovation thing, when I first heard about that, I was not happy with it. Like, what is this? It was everybody gets a trophy type thing.
Getting too soft.
It was soft, right?
Yeah.
But it worked.
Yeah, it worked.
I give it credit. It worked.
Mm-hmm.
The best part about that whole situation, the whole time period, for me, Trey Turner's mom. Trey Turner's mom told her son, a major league baseball player,
Yeah.
they're garbage right now.
Hey, man, at least that's some Philly stuff to be doing to your kid. Say you are garbage.
She told him you're garbage. Right
you're
now.
trash.
Yeah.
Like imagine that coming from your mom.
She didn't give
you're
him the
trash.
you'll figure it out. It's
Yeah.
okay. Pat on the back. She said you're trash.
Said,
you're garbage
trash.
right now. You need to fix it.
Yeah. I mean that's what he's getting paid the big bucks to do. We know he's a perennial all-star. He's built for these situations. He's shown it time in, time out. We just need consistency is the main thing that we want this year.
We also need less errors from him this year as well.
Yeah, I mean but I think a lot of that was to do with the shift.
Yeah.
So he's a Gold Glover, so they say, but that's with the shift. So he needs to be able to hold it down on its own his own. Obviously, that's what the MLB is now without the shift.
I just want to see, like, if it's going to be an error, let it be a hard error. Like, okay, I get it. Sometimes they're routine.
Like a crazy bad.
Yeah, these are routine plays in this.
Yeah, a lot of them. Yeah. And some of them cost us games.
Yeah,
for sure. But I mean, in other news, obviously we picked up Whit Merrifield. That's a huge acquisition, especially if someone like Johan Rojas is struggling, because now you have that righty bat to replace him. And before he hit a slump last year, he was an all-star last year, and he was batting 300. And then he hit a little bit of a slump. He dropped down to 270, but 270 batting average is still better than a lot of people who play on this team. A lot. I mean, Kyle Schwarber is hitting like what, 180?
I was gonna say he's the one that's like you can't really equate it to just because.
Yeah.
Oh, he hit 180, but he hit for 38,
the production,
40,
100
40
RBIs.
miles,
Yeah. So you can't even really fault him for it. But I got a quick question for you.
Sure.
So it seems like we always play better with Schwarber as our leadoff. Do you run that back? Are you still running that back?
If you ask me honestly, if Johan can just get contact to get on base, I'd rather have him be my leadoff.
Oh, hell no.
Think about it.
He can't hit the ball.
No. Key word was if.
Nah, that's a big if.
If he's coming into the season, because you can always switch it up, right?
Yeah.
So if he's coming out of spring training and he's making contact, he's getting on base consistently, right? I'd rather that, because we all know with Schwarber, it's feast or famine.
I understand, but I think.
Do you want Schwarber on first base?
On first base?
Do you want him on?
It doesn't really help you that much.
Don't help me at all.
Yeah.
I have a 80-year-old grandfather right now who runs faster than Schwarber.
But if you have Trey Turner coming up next, I mean, that's a plus, don't you think? He can hit a double. I mean, he might not score.
But that's my point, though.
Yeah.
If you have Schwarber at first, who would you rather have first, Schwarber or Johan?
I mean, Johan, obviously.
That's what I'm saying.
But I would also rather see Schwarber hit 50 home runs in a year because it's proven when he's batting cleanup or he's batting third,
Yeah.
he's not. Not only is he not getting as many at bats, he's not hitting as well.
Here's my thing. I think with this lineup, we have to. You got to see what works.
Yeah.
You got to see what works because my thing is this: we got too much. We have a lot of speed and a lot of power. Right?
Yeah.
The only one without speed is Schwarber, right?
Yeah.
The one with the least amount of power, we'll say, is Johan.
Yeah.
Right. I'd rather see Johan on first, right? Again, you smack a double, that's an RBI.
Yeah.
Right? Versus, because then you got think about it. If you have on base, you got him, you got Johan, you got Bryson, right? And Harper.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Honestly,
that's three aggressive. That's our three most aggressive runners.
Yeah.
Runners.
Honestly, I understand what
Troy.
you're saying. I understand what you're saying with Johan, but if it were to come down to a leadoff hitter, I would still rather Trey Turner over Johan, regardless of what Johan shows you. Because Trey Turner has, he's a smart, base runner.
Oh.
He's an experienced veteran.
Trey, right?
Trey Turner,
yeah.
I'd rather Trey than Johan, but
I don't. It's my thing. I like Trey in the middle because he can either get you a base hit, hit you a home run, right? My thing is with the first batter and ninth batter, we know it's going to be one of two things, right? For if you're going into the bottom of the order, right, in that inning, we all know it's about a good 85%, 90% chance Johan's going to strike out or he's going to be an out.
For sure.
Right? So then you come in then you go back top of the lineup, you go back to Schwarber, you're already down 0-1.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You're already down 0-1, where if you can get a consistent hitter like honestly, I'd rather see Marsh at 9. You know what
I mean? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
Marsh at 9. I mean, I think Johan Rojas is still your either 8th or 9th hole hitter.
Okay.
For sure. But Marsh, being able to start off the inning right, if he is the first batter of the inning, I mean, there's way more of a chance of him making something happen, and he's got the speed that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And he's got the speed you're talking about. So I
just want to see Schwarber just be in a position to bring in some more RBIs. So,
everybody wants that, but if you have a 100 RBI season, it's kind of hard to because I mean you only lead off once.
Right.
That's what everybody says. You only lead off once. Yeah. And other times he's batting. If you look at it from the inning, he's batting third or he's batting fourth if they have a rally going. I mean, a lot of times he is in high pressure situations where he's got base runners on the path.
Yeah.
So I really think the past 2 years it's shown that this team plays better with him leading off.
It does. I mean, that's Schwarber's MO. Everybody knows 2 days. He does hit better leading off, and don't expect too much until June.
Yeah, I think he's also. I think it's also like maybe a little bit of selfishness. He wants the most at bats. He wants to see. He wants the most at bats. He's like, nah, Bryce Harper. Who? I want the most at bats. I want to get more at bats than Bryce Harper. That's what I want to do.
Yeah. And
who knows?
Going back to I know it's a big thing. How do you pronounce that man's last name? Mayfield? Merrifield?
Yeah,
I've heard it said 3 different times already.
Yeah. His first name is easy because it's Wit. Yeah. Either Wiz Wit.
Who you with?
Yeah, Wiz Wit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be easy. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the Phillies. For sure.
All right. Well, Wit, it's for you, man. Welcome to Philly. Welcome to the Phillies. Let's go get that ring, baby.
Let's get that ring.
All right. 2 more things real quick. 2 more points on the Phillies that I got.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with this one first because they kind of go together. Zach Wheeler.
Yeah.
Why have we not paid that man?
He needs to be paid. And I think he's so confident that that they're going to get something done because it's so obvious that he's going to be a Philly for the rest of his career. It's pretty obvious. That's the one person. So when Aaron Nola was a free agent, we weren't really sure how that was going to go. But Zach Wheeler, on the other hand, it's so apparent how much they love this guy and how much they want
He's
him to be
been
a
the
Philly.
ace for
He's
years.
been the ace for
And we got him on a
3-4 years
super
already.
cheap deal.
Oh my goodness! Just
Super
pay him.
cheap.
Just
Pay
pay
that
him.
man.
I mean, if Clayton Kershaw is still getting money,
Yeah.
this guy should be getting mega paid.
I just don't want someone else to get paid and reset that market. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I know. So seeing how you had a point, uh, I don't know if you saw on the spring training game. I looked at the box score because I don't watch the game. Obviously, I saw Scotty Jetpacks hit a bomb. Scotty Jetpacks, where's he been at,
He's
man?
still living on that $60 million contract
He's
in the
getting
minors.
paid.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So that's all I have to say. I have no Scott Kingery. I mean, I have no expectations for him at all. I haven't for the past 2 years. I was just wondering where he was.
I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna say it for you. I'm saying it now. We will never, ever, ever see Scott Kingery again in a Phillies uniform in the major leagues. We're not going to see him.
I don't think that's true.
We're not going to see him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to see him.
How many years? It's been almost 5 years.
Yeah, it's been like 5 years. He's
listen,
he's eating lobster, shrimp, whatever he wants, tilapia. He's eating that every night because he got paid.
Got paid over there with the Reading.
I don't even want to talk about it. All right, so you said you had one more point on the Phillies. That was my funny point that I had for them.
So my thing too. Flip side. We started talking about this off camera, but Bryce Harper.
Yeah.
He has 8 years left on his contract.
Yeah.
He wants an extension. Thoughts?
My thoughts are, I mean, it's obvious. He wants to be a Philly for the rest of his life. He wants that security, but like you kind of noted, you said, well, that's why he signed a 13-year deal. Yep. And maybe it's just a little bit of extra security for him on the latter ages of his career. To make sure that he has security to be on this team, and maybe he thinks he has a lot more left in the tank, and he's ready to go. I don't know what he's asking for his extension.
So I thought about this as we were getting ready for this show, and the one thing that popped in my head was, okay, I kind of get it a little bit. It's because he's going from outfield, right field.
Yeah.
To first base.
Right.
That's less wear and tear on your body.
It's a lot less.
Right.
For sure.
Which we all know he takes excellent care of his body. So
he's like LeBron-esque.
That's kind of
when
like
it comes to taking care.
I think in his mind, this extends my career.
Yeah.
Extends my.
And
career.
I don't know that he wasn't thinking that way to start with.
Yeah.
Obviously he's the only person who knows himself and knows his body and what he can handle. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I think even I'm 33 years old. I still think I can go skateboard. Whether or not I could, I mean,
no, you can go skateboard. You just won't be good at it.
No, see, I might be all right, but I will get hurt.
Yeah, for sure.
So as you get older, obviously your body starts deteriorating. You can't do the things that you used to do as well, but
they're different than us.
They're very different than us. These guys are cyborgs.
They have everything at their fingertips to make sure they're in tip-top shape.
Yeah, they got nutritionists. They got professional.
We have LA Fitness.
Yeah, LA Fitness.
That's all we got. Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness. Yeah. Got the $8 a month subscription.
Judgment free zone.
Yeah, judgment free. Yeah. I'll eat my pizza on the side over there.
I don't give a damn.
All right, so let's. What else you want to get into? Obviously, I know you were talking about some stuff with the Eagles, AJ Brown. So let's get into that real quick. I don't want to spend too much time on that because we're still waiting on free agency.
For sure.
That's 2 weeks away.
For sure.
So right now, seeing how they stopped at such a negative, in such a negative place. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear negativity today.
Not negative.
Yeah.
I don't think it's negative. What I think it is, I think it's, showing both sides of the coin.
Yeah.
Right? So, basically what happened, we have, local radio station, sports radio station. Mm-hmm. They're doing their job, right? It's all season for the Eagles. Everybody knows in the city of Philadelphia, Eagles are number one. Doesn't matter what's going on in the world. All season, during the season, the Eagles are number one, talked about. Sports team. So, possible trade rumors were coming up, were being talked about. Should we trade AJ Brown for Patrick Surtain? Right?
Yeah.
Thoughts were because, well, he's younger. People forget AJ Brown's only like 24 or 25.
That's a young man.
He's a
I
young,
think he's like 20. I thought he was
yeah,
like 26.
or 26.
26,
Yeah,
27.
maybe. No, I think he's like 26.
He's a young man.
He's still young. Yeah.
Still.
Right.
Yeah.
And some of the reasonings behind it were, well, he argues with his teammates on the sidelines. We see him lose his cool. We see him, he reminds us of T.O. type deal, right? Which I'm always going to say this. T.O. got a bad deal. I met T.O. a couple times. Cool dude. Very nice. What's up? He stepped in. He called into that radio station. Well, most athletes don't do that, right?
Yeah.
Most athletes lie and say, "Oh, I don't listen to outside noise, right? I don't watch ESPN and Fox Sports. I don't listen to local radio, sports radio." He called right into that radio station and gave them the business.
Yeah.
First off, remember, this is the same man who, when the coaching staff was getting criticism, rightfully so, when they came to Nick Sirianni, it was A.J. Brown who stood up.
Yeah.
It was A.J. Brown that said, no, Nick Sirianni is taking a bullet for us because we changed the play. Right?
Yeah.
He did the same thing for himself this time. He said, no, he said, I'm passionate. I'm not arguing with anybody. He said, I'm holding myself accountable the same way I'm going to hold everybody on this team accountable. We all have a job to do, and we have to do it because I'm passionate, and what I say and what I do, y'all don't know what's being said on the sideline.
Yeah.
In locker rooms. So I appreciated that because we only see what we see.
Yeah.
And we all understand locker room. I played sports growing up. You play sports growing up. We all know about locker room and what happens in the locker room stays in the locker room.
Yeah.
Right? But this was on the sideline. So we saw it and all it was speculation. And most people say, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm not going to talk about that. He called right in and set their record straight.
Yeah.
He said he loved being here. He got fake accounts saying that he's ready to leave. Or he's doing it. He's like, no, I love being here. Philly's home. This is what it is.
Yeah, whoever's tweeting for A.J. Brown.
Fire him.
So fire him. Yeah. I think it's leadership values. I mean, I think one of the big things that he's trying to do. I know you were saying a lot of it was him being mad at himself, but I think it's also trying to hold people accountable, and it's pretty big in a locker room, especially with there's some younger receivers, or I mean, not that he's old, but he is a veteran.
Yeah.
He is a veteran. As much as we want to say it or not, he's an NFL veteran, and he's trying to get like a leadership. He's trying to have a voice in a locker room or on the sidelines or whatever to get people fired up, and we want that to a certain extent for sure. But from the outside looking in, if you're just looking on camera, I mean, it does look like he's just the hothead.
Yeah,
it does look that way, and there's been plenty of times where I don't know if it was maybe the third game of the season or something like that. He wasn't getting the ball and he starts yelling at people, or like he had a little back and forth with Jalen. I mean, but those two guys are good friends.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Jalen's the godfather to his
daughter. Yeah. So I mean, in those situations, you kind of gotta expect that, because there's a lot of friends that I had, especially on if I was playing baseball or if I was playing any sport, whatever, that I was like, yo, let's get after it. Like, what are you doing?
Look here, man.
Like, you're trash.
Yeah, there's times where I've been, playing football. I'm like, make your block. I'm yelling at somebody like, you have one job.
One job.
One job, right? And when you're now, I can say this because this is how I am. I'm a passionate person.
Yeah.
When it comes to what I do, I hate losing. I got that Jordan effect, right?
Yeah.
I hate losing more than I like winning, right? Because that's what sticks with me. I don't remember all the good things I've done, but I remember way more things that I've lost.
Yeah.
And how I lost, and it eats me up inside.
It definitely hurts a little bit more.
But let's be fair. We're talking about a receiver, man.
Yeah.
When is a receiver, unless your name is what? Marvin Harrison? Larry Fitzgerald?
Yeah.
And maybe Tyler Lockett, but you can't even say that right now. Like, it's DK's day cab. Once DK got there, you knew you were number two.
Yeah, for sure.
So outside of that, every receiver wants that ball.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you don't think What's her name? The greatest of all time, Jerry Rice.
Yeah,
He was getting heated when the young T.O. came in and was taking his
he
ball.
said, "Give me the ball."
Give me the ball.
Yeah,
Right?
and I think every wide receiver. I mean, like you said, there's obviously like the Larry Fitzgeralds of the world who's very selfless. He wants the team to win. He'll do whatever it takes for the team to win.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's few and far between. We've seen it um, decades, decades of wide receivers acting that way. I mean, it's really kind of to be expected, but at the same time, AJ Brown does seem like a team guy. He does seem like he just wants to win football games.
Yeah.
To me.
He wants to win football games for sure. I just wanted to get that out there. I thought that was important for us to talk about because we don't talk about that much. We talk about all the negative and the divas and all that good stuff. But when someone speaks up for themselves, and it's not in the manner of "look at me," it's in the manner of "let me show you what you can't see. Let me tell you what you didn't hear." I respect that. I respect.
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. But we're gonna stay off the Eagles for a little bit just because, like you said, waiting on that free agency to open up. I haven't heard too many rumblings. I've seen a lot of fake reports. But
yeah. Well, now there's. I mean, we didn't really touch on this, but I think the salary cap actually did go up.
Sure did.
So obviously, I mean, that gives Howie some more room to maneuver, and hopefully he makes the right moves. We'll talk about this a little bit later, but hopefully he does what he's supposed to do, and he's shown that he could do a lot with nothing.
Yeah.
Let alone an extra $15 million in cap space. I mean,
let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And then we'll leave it at that. What do you think should be Howard's first priority? Looking at free agency and seeing who we can bring in we'll say on defensive side of the ball because they need the most help.
Right? Yeah.
Or getting that contract done for the Slim Reaper.
My first priority obviously is secondary, no matter what.
So getting a free agency in secondary is going to be higher priority than Devontae Smith.
He'll get paid. He'll get paid no matter what. They're going to make it happen. I think they're going to make it happen, but it's going to be a team. It's going to be a team friendly deal that will help. Will help out Devontae as well.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I'm hoping. I'd rather them get a deal done with him first.
You're talking about right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd rather them get the deal done with him first. Because you're going to get who you're going to get in free agency. Nobody's going to cost you more than Devontae. Nobody's going to, So if you're getting a corner in free agency, they're going to be cheaper. If you're getting an exceptional corner, it's going to come from a trade.
Yeah.
Or it's going to be in the draft. So I think this would be the first thing. Because what I don't want to see is a frustrated Devontae Smith, right? Who's really been like the ultimate professional since he came into the league.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
He's done nothing but catch balls, do his job since day one, right?
And outplay his expectations too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say outplay expectations.
I think
it kind of reminds me of. Why do you say that?
You think was he expected to be
10 pick?
Yeah, but but how many top 10 picks?
He was the Heisman Trophy winner that year.
Yeah, okay, all right,
top 10 pick.
Yeah, no, I get it. But
his durability was called into question.
Yeah,
which reminds me of like the AI or the Kevin Durant portion of it, where you're super skinny,
frail.
Can you last? And they can, and he has as well. So,
yeah, for sure.
But I think he's more important, and I don't want to see the whole franchise tag thing being used. And
yeah,
I can see it coming because who else are we going to use him on?
Yeah, just give the man his money, for sure. So he can buy his mansion somewhere.
Yeah,
I'll live in my 3-bedroom house. But that's all right. I love my house, so.
You just got a nice house.
Listen, he has a
beautiful house.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but he has enough money as it is. So honestly, for me to care about his money, I mean, I do
paying them Jersey taxes though.
Yeah. But see, what about the Philly taxes the Pennsylvania taxes
Jersey,
that we live
don't
over
nobody
here?
beat Jersey, bro.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah,
but
get your house for cheap and then
listen,
pay.
I don't live
the amount in taxes.
I don't live in Jersey though, so I don't care about them. Me personally, I don't care about them.
I got my family in Jersey. You would think I'm from Jersey, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Both my mom and my dad moved to Jersey. I got brothers and siblings out there as well.
All right. So I care about Jersey a little bit. I care about Jersey a little bit. I'll take it back. I promise. I didn't mean it.
No, but from taxes, like, I got a family member just bought a house out there. Yeah, the house was way cheaper there than it would be here.
Yeah.
But they're paying like
triple in property taxes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So one thing that we haven't ever touched on this station yet.
What's up?
Some flyers. You see, I got the hat on today.
You do.
I got the hat on today.
You do.
So I want to talk about that Rangers game. So
2-1.
2-1.
Yep.
2-1. So that team without Travis Konechny, they really fought, and I really think that that's been their MO this whole year.
Yeah.
And honestly, coaching, Tortorella is a fantastic coach. He's a fantastic coach.
When we made that hire,
yeah.
I used to live in Ohio, right? I used to live in Columbus.
Okay.
Columbus Blue Jackets. He was their coach.
Yeah.
They may not win a lot of games, but they were damn sure a tough ass team.
Yeah, so that's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, this team is tough right now.
Yep.
And honestly, if they stay playing this way going into the playoffs, obviously they will have secured a playoff spot if they continue to play this way. But who wants to see them? Who would want to see them in the playoffs? Because I know I wouldn't.
Rangers.
See, but you're talking. I mean, the Rangers. That's a great team, but you're talking 2-1, and we almost won that game in the last 7 seconds of the game. I don't know if you were watching. I mean,
yeah. We almost won, but the game before they blew without the water.
Yeah.
Right? I'll say this.
Any given day.
But I'm thinking a 7-game series.
Yeah.
7. Can we do it for 7 games? Can we get 4 out of 7? I don't know.
This team is tough, man.
They are tough.
This team is tough. And I'm very happy that they gave a little extension to Owen Tippett.
Give it up.
Owen Tippett. He's been a player this year. He is just a shark. Like, he is a scorer. And he is gifted. I mean, he can share the puck. He can score the puck. And every single shift that he comes out, you can tell. Every single shift.
We gotta.
You hear his name. You hear his name every single shift. Doing something right too.
Who was number 2 in the Metro? I can't remember.
I don't really look at the standings too much. I know
Rangers are 1. We're 3.
Yeah, I really don't remember who it is, but I try not to look at the standings every day because I like to obsess over that. So I just don't look.
I mean, I look at it more now just because we got like 20.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting close. They're getting close. Yeah. So, also about the Rangers game, I saw the fight between Deslaurie and I don't remember who else it was. They're talking that's the fight of the year. They're talking that's the fight of the year. And honestly, I was like, ooh, let's get a little. Yeah, it was a little spicy. So I implore everybody who didn't watch that game to watch that fight. From the Rangers game, that was a little spicy.
Fight hockey is like, oh yeah, that's what they do. I didn't know it was like that.
No, it was like, that was a fight.
70s?
That was a fight. It was a fight. It was a fight for sure.
Okay.
That was very fun to watch. But let's get into some Sixers. Obviously,
some what?
Some 76ers.
10, 9, 8,
yeah.
76ers.
Yeah. So let's get into it. Obviously, without Joel Embiid, the team has been kind of in flux. We have some new additions playing for us. Some of them are actually all of them. I know what I said about Campaign. He has been playing pretty decent basketball for us. But, we're playing the Milwaukee Bucks today. And Patrick Beverley is on the other side.
Doing work.
I think he does work regardless of what the stat sheet says. So we definitely missed that. So one thing I kind of want to compare. So if you look at Cam Payne and you look at Patrick Beverley, okay,
Yeah.
in this stretch that we've been without Joel Embiid, when did you feel more comfortable or more certain that they have a chance to sneak away some wins? Is it when you have a grizzled veteran in Patrick Beverly, or was it your grizzly veteran campaign?
Is he grizzly or is he
Nah,
just?
nah, he's cuddly.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's a
you know,
cuddly veteran.
he's getting long in the tooth. No, like
Yeah,
he's Pat Bev, man. I've been saying from
yeah,
the get go, I did not like that trade.
yeah. And I was. I'm not saying the campaign has not played good for us. He
Right.
has. But so has Buddy Hield. Buddy Hield
Exactly.
has played incredible.
Yep.
So if you, I mean, this team is really deep right now. It's really deep with guards, really
Yeah.
deep. So
Yeah.
without Joel Embiid, how do you balance these lineups?
Correct me if
DeAnthony
I'm wrong.
Melton's back for he's been out for a month. DeAnthony Melton's finally back. So now you have Lowry, you have Tyrese Maxey, you have DeAnthony Melton, campaign.
You got
It's there's so
14 guards
yeah.
on
I
the team.
mean,
Yeah.
it to me it's got to be so hard to balance, especially when your center's Paul Reed.
Yeah.
So all that spacing that you have is for
There's,
what?
so here's my problem too. We should have done way, 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 way more off season. When Embiid got hurt during trade deadline to get a real backup. We talked about this before. Um, what's his name? I can't think of his name right now.
I'm hoping that you're saying Andre Drummond.
Drummond, right?
Yeah,
So we had Drummond, right? Howard. They were legit backups for Embiid, right?
yeah,
They're not going to give you anything that Embiid's going to give you night in, night out. They're going to give you defense,
yeah,
right? And they'll give you between 6 to 10 points. Let's be for real. But you're going to get about 10 to 12 boards, easy.
yeah.
Right?
So
We don't have that.
yeah, we don't.
So the teams, when they're game planning for us, they're not worried about the paint at
Yeah,
all.
they're doubling off of Paul Reed.
They're not.
They're doubling off of Paul Reed.
Yeah.
But listen, that's not to take away from anything. I've seen a lot out of Paul Reed the past couple games. He's getting after some offensive rebounds. He brings the energy. He's gonna dive after those loose basketballs. So he is a good player, but is he?
Is he though? Is he a good player or is he a sufficient player?
He's sufficient.
Not a
He
good
is
player.
sufficient.
He's sufficient. He can do
Yeah.
a couple things. He's never going to be in your top five or your starting five. Let's be
Yeah.
fair. I don't care where you go.
But to me, is it worth paying 15 million or whatever his contract is for something like that, or would you rather pay a little bit less for Andre Drummond? I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer. Drummond used to come in the game and play 10 minutes in a game and have 12 rebounds and 8 points.
Doing your job.
Exactly. Not trying to be too pretty with it because he doesn't play outside of his means. Sometimes Paul Reed does. He likes the space. Paul Reed likes to chuck up 3-pointers. I don't like to see it at all, but he makes some of them. 20%, probably.
Who told him to do this?
No, I don't know. I mean, this has got to be a Nick Nurse thing, but
I
a
don't
lot of
even
the
know if
times,
it's Nick Nurse, though.
a lot of the times where he's doing those things, obviously it is late in the shot clock. They haven't gotten anything going on, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like a prayer.
But you should be in the fucking paint then.
Yeah,
You're
I
supposed to
agree.
be in the paint. Why
I
are you at the
agree.
3-point line?
But maybe that's a Nick Nurse problem.
I don't know. I think
Maybe
it's
that's a scheme problem. Maybe that is a play problem. I don't know that that's necessarily
So-
Paul Reed's fault. He's not going wherever he wants to go on the floor and just hoping that the ball comes to him so he can shoot a three.
I don't think. To be honest with you, here's my thing. B-ball Paul, you cool. Yeah, you had a
Yeah.
good nickname, right?
For sure.
That's cool. That's about it for me. I was never a B-ball Paul fan, to be real. Like I was never like, you hear radio stations, the commentators, B-ball Paul. Oh, it's a cool nickname. That's
Yeah.
it. Give me buckets. Your name can be John fucking Smith.
Yeah.
Get me buckets. I'd rather be John Plain Smith. No nickname. Boring.
Yeah.
Give me buckets. If you're not going to give me buckets, I need some superb defense. Prime example. I've always said one of the best defensive players ever is the worm, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going to get you 15, 20 points. He's going to get you every damn rebound.
Every one of them.
He's going to play the most outstanding defense you're going to see on a team. He's always been number one or number two. Only time he's never been number one, number two on defense is when he was on the Bulls. Because you had Scotty and you had Mike.
Yeah. And those are two excellent defenders.
Mike won what, 2?
Yeah.
Defensive
DBO,
players? Yeah. Come on now. Give me that, right? Yeah. We don't have that.
Yeah, we don't.
We don't have that. And part of being top tier on defense is having that toughness.
Yeah.
Right? The one time I said the Defensive Player of the Year award was pure trash, fucking garbage, is when they gave it to as I said his name, as I'm talking about, his name escapes me. The French dude.
Rudy Gobert.
Rudy Gobert.
He's so
fucking
trash.
Bear. He's soft as Charmin.
Yeah. I don't even. He won it twice. He definitely won it twice, I'm pretty sure. Once. Yeah. Actually, and he won it over Embiid, too.
The one year, he won it over the one good year that Ben Simmons said. Defensively wise, I said, you look at that tape. I forget what year it was. The first time he won it.
I think it was like 2018 or 2017. I said
everybody that came in front of Simmons shut down, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Luka came in the building. Luka who?
Yeah.
When they played James, he shut down James, bro.
Yeah.
Come on now. So, but we need it. That's what the fuck we're missing.
Yeah.
It's about to be a lot of bombs over here right now. Cause I'm getting a little
fired up.
A little heated.
All right. So seeing how you're fired up, you're talking about soft.
Soft.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I watched the game, Sixers versus the Knicks, and there was one really soft spot that I noticed. You got a name for me?
Goldfish?
Mr. Tobias Harris.
Can I some goldfish?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You need to get off those goldfish commercials. Yeah. I'm tired of seeing those commercials are hilarious. I actually love them.
So what you're saying is Tobias Harris is what?
No, I can't go that far. I
can. Yeah. I will.
See, everybody crucifies Tobias Harris, but honestly, he is the player that he is. It just so happens that we overpaid him. And honestly, if you tell me that I could be bad at my job and you're still going to pay me $34 million, I would do that all day.
For sure.
If I'm not worth $34 million, if they think I am, pay me it.
Here's my thing. He is who he is.
Yeah, he's always been.
We looked him up earlier, right? He's averaging through his career about 16 points a game, 16 points a game. That's fine. My problem is this. When the team needs you to step up, step up.
Yeah,
Step up. Steve Kerr averaged 9 points a game?
Yeah.
But when the team needed him to step up, he stepped up.
Gets buckets.
Big shot Bob.
Yeah.
Right? Was never a starter, right?
Yeah.
But when the team needed a shot, the team needed him to step up, boom.
Yeah.
He's in there. Where's that? We don't have that because you got Maxey. Look. If Maxey doesn't win some kind of award for this season, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it should be most improved.
I think it should be most improved.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
But there's too many nights we see Maxey dropping 50. 50.
40, 50. He had 50. Yeah. He had 50. He had 50 twice this year.
What the hell is Tobias doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I think his season high is probably about 34 points. For a max player.
It's not cut. With Embiid out.
Yeah. He's played a lot of time without
if Maxey's the one, when Embiid is out, then Toby has to be the 2.
He has to be, but he's still the 4th. He's always been the 4th. It's a shame. It's a shame because we paid him. I mean, I didn't pay him a lot of money, but the Philadelphia 76ers paid him a lot of money.
You said it right the first time, man. We buy the merch. We watch the game. That's
you're right. You're right. I understand that, but
I'm over
he's been this way for years now, and you got to start to think about where this team could be if they didn't have that cap, that huge cap hit from Tobias Harris, and instead it was somebody who was actually worth that money.
Yep.
You got to think.
I used to not blame Tobias Harris, like you said. If you're going to give me that money, take it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? I like to say it's not Toby's fault. That's organizational fault. Right?
He was just smart.
Or,
He took the money.
I don't even know if he was smart. He was just in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
If he was still with the Clippers, he ain't getting that money.
No shot.
No shot.
And
So
a lot of it was definitely due to the whole Jimmy Butler thing.
Yeah.
And that, I got to tell you, everybody praises Jimmy Butler, right?
Okay.
But that one time where he played against us and he destroyed us, he was like, Jimmy Butler or Tobias Harris over me. That was probably the most annoying thing that I've ever seen in my life.
I would have said the same shit.
Nah, because it wasn't even that. That's not even what it was.
I don't even care.
That's not even what it was. We didn't choose Tobias Harris.
Ben Simmons. I don't care.
We didn't choose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler. We chose Ben Simmons over Jimmy Butler, and that was the whole thing. It has nothing to do with Tobias Harris. He was just in the way, and he just got a contract because of it.
Did Toby get the contract before or after Jimmy came to the team?
After.
So Toby got the contract after Jimmy came to the team?
Yeah, but he still we still
Tobias Harris over me? I'm with you. You if Toby got the contract after Jimmy came to the team, that means you chose to keep Tobias and let Jimmy go.
We didn't let him go. We would have still signed him. They would have made it work. It's Jimmy did not want to play with Mr. King Simmons.
Simmons, Brett Brown.
Both.
We have offensive philosophy.
Both.
We don't ask you. I don't blame him for that.
Yeah,
but
I don't blame him. I don't blame him, but I don't agree with it.
I think too what Tobias would just happen to be like.
He's a scapegoat. He's a professional scapegoat.
He's a casualty.
And honestly, he kind of deserved to be the scapegoat in this situation against the Knicks because he was missing in action, for sure.
How are you? No one beat on the floor, Maxey, and Nick Nurse pulls you out the game because he can't trust you. Come on,
it's crazy. I mean, he's putting Ricky Council the 17th in over him.
Come on, man.
Ricky Council the 17th. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever that.
Council, he's been doing all right. He had 2 sharp buckets last week.
He's sharp, but how do you get minutes for him now with all these extra pieces on the team? How do you find minutes for him?
I have no idea. We complained for so long with not having a bench, and that's all we have.
Yeah. So I do want to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So with this bench, it's really a deep team. And with Embiid back and this team clicking on all cylinders, I think we can make a big run. Embiid has to be healthy, but so at the end of most seasons, Joel Embiid is always banged up a little bit.
Yeah.
So this time off, this might be the healthiest that he'll end up going into the playoffs.
Here's my thing. 2 things. One, do you think he'll be back for the playoffs?
I think he'll be back a couple weeks, maybe a week or 2 before the playoffs. I think he has not played his last regular season game. I think he'll be able to get back into basketball shape, and I think.
What do you think is a smarter move then? Do you think the smarter move is to have him come back? Because let's be for real. What are we, 7-15 without him right now?
Yeah, pretty bad.
We're like 7-15 without him.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be 7-16 after today. But do you think it's better to be a play-in team and bring Embiid back for the playoffs, or just shut it down for the season?
I want to avoid the play-in tournament at all costs. If say he comes back and there's 5 games left to play, if that can get us out of the play-in tournament and not have to play in there, and we're solidified as 6 seed, 5 seed, I'm putting Joel Embiid back in there. I'm putting him back in. It is what it is. You got to roll. You got to roll the dice.
I've been thinking about this. We talked about it before. Like, where do we see him? I still see him as a play-in team. I don't see them finishing out in the top 6.
The Eastern Conference is very bunched up right now. I think we're about a game and a half above Indiana. We're about a game and a half below the Bucks. And 2 games back of the Cavs. I mean,
I'm sorry. I just had to laugh just because Glenn Rivers is being Glenn Rivers
yeah,
as usual.
3-7 to start. You got 2 of the top name superstars on your team. It's trash.
Did you hear what J.J. Redick said?
Nah, I didn't.
Long story short, I'll let you get back to your thought. First off, he did say, I love playing for the man.
Yeah.
He said, but what I'm sick of him doing is not taking responsibility for himself, for his job.
Yeah.
He's been pointing the finger at every reason why they were what 34 and 13.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, and I think they've won 6 or 7 games. That's it.
Oh, I thought it was like 4.
I think maybe now, but
yeah,
he's been pointing the finger. Well, you're bringing me in now, and it's about to be All-Star. No, there's always every reason why they're failing except for him.
Yeah, accountability is pretty big, I think, as a head coach, especially if you want the respect of the people in the locker room. I mean, otherwise you're just making excuses.
Well, J.J. Redick went off on that on First Take Week.
Yeah.
Smith.
So one thing about the Bucks, right? So you might make the excuse, oh, they don't have Chris Middleton. He's hurt. He's been out for 6 games, but that's every single year Chris Middleton is out. He's one of those guys, he cannot stay healthy for anything. So Giannis is used to playing without him.
Yep.
Damian Lillard is used to playing without him at this point. The whole team, Brook Lopez, is used to playing without him. The reason for their demise is really by getting Damian Lillard and getting rid of Drew Holiday. That is their biggest downfall. Drew Holiday was obviously the glue piece on this team.
Mm-hmm.
He brings a little bit of everything.
Right.
He's going to average 7 assists. He's going to average double-digit points. He's going to average probably 2 steals a game. And he's an elite defender. Without him, to me, it seemed like all year Dame he was on a very cold streak the first couple weeks of the season for sure. He's definitely taken some time to get acclimated to his team, but Drew Holiday not being there is gigantic. So the one thing that they brought in to try and make this team elite actually ended up hurting them a little bit.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is, I'll give him a little bit of credit, because it looks like what I'm hearing is that Holiday also brought that toughness, right? They lost it, they realized it, and brought back in Pepe.
Yeah.
So I give them credit. They made the proper adjustments. I don't think we have.
Yeah. We made adjustments.
Not the proper ones.
I don't know if it's the proper ones or not. But this team still has a chance. I mean, I don't like the play-in tournament.
Nope.
I don't want a win and you're in situation, especially if you're, say, not that they're going to go that far, but the 10 seed or the 9 seed, it's you got to play 2 games just to get into the actual playoffs.
Yep.
And we've seen Trae Young go off for 40 in a playing game and get himself into the tournament. We've seen LeBron James go off and get to the finals
winning
from the play-in.
Yep.
So it's dangerous. You never know who's going to be hot. You never know who's going to be cold. But to me, obviously, if we are in the play-in, I do believe that we have the best player on the floor if Joel Embiid's healthy.
Like, I would never not want to be in the playoffs. I'm not that type of player. I'm not that type of person. Some people, when I hear people say, "Oh, we should tank it and we should do this and we should do that, we want the draft picks," I'm like, "Get him play sports, because there's no way you can be competitive and say let's tank it." Right?
Yeah.
But I think sitting him is not tanking. Sitting him is setting us up for the future, setting us up for next season. My only fear is because, like I said, once he takes a break, he's going to come back in, right? And we need to let's be fair, he might be on some kind of minute restriction.
Yeah.
Right? Who's going to step up and fill his space, right? And then when things go south, when not on the court, he's going to be forced back in the game even faster, Give him 5 minutes. Oh well, now it's a 6 point swing, 8 point swing. JoJo get in the game, right? Get
Yeah.
back in, and I don't want to rush. I want to be taken care of. That's my point. I want to be taken care of. I want to know that if we get into the playoffs and we're playing two extra more games than Boston, two extra more games than everybody above us, do we have the stamina? Do we have the bench? Do we have the personnel? Do we have everything in place to make us successful? Because what's the point? I'm not
Yeah.
trying to play a playing game, win that, go to the first, and then get through the first round, win that, and then get to the second round and go home again, right? Or get
Yeah.
to the second round and Joel gets hurt again.
Yeah.
You know, what is the point?
We'll worry about the off season later if he gets hurt. If he gets hurt, we know that he comes back a little bit less of himself every time. So they say. But every year he comes back better.
If this team can go on a run prior to the playoffs, then I'm with it.
Yeah.
If you're not going to go on a run, if you're going to play in the playing game, I'm kind of like it is what it is.
Yeah. So my whole thing is, like I said, how bunched up the Eastern Conference is.
Yeah.
Between the second seed and the eighth seed, there's only about a 4-game split. So it's going to be tight down to the wire. I think. I think the Sixers can keep themselves into contention. Obviously, you got some pieces back, but obviously not the big piece. But I think they can keep themselves in a top 6 seed situation. And in that point, if you have the potential to lose a game and go down to the play-in tournament, you got to play Embiid. You have to.
Yeah, yeah.
Regardless. I mean, regardless if it's a back-to-back, regardless if it's away and we're in Denver or something like that and the altitude's crazy. I think regardless, you got to – Joel Embiid has only got so many prime years left in him.
For sure.
Every single year, you have to make the most of it. You have to. He's too good to squander all this.
So
otherwise, he's going to end up on the Lakers and he's going to win a chip there. It's just as simple as that. He's going to.
That's what I'm asking. He only has a few good prime years left.
Yeah.
Right. Do you try to do you put him on the shelf to make sure that next season is one of those promising prime years, or because we don't know what's going to happen, right? We don't know what's going to happen. He can come back and he might go. He might be the Finals MVP, right?
Yeah.
Or he can come back and we can be a play-in, one and done, go to the couch, right?
Yeah.
I know I keep talking about it. I know it's the what-if game, right? But it's only a what-if game because it's happened every single year. He gets hurt somehow, some way in the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to say this and make it clear. No fault of his own, right? It's not his fault that somebody elbowed him in his eye.
Twice.
you know. So, do you think it's better for him? That's what I'm saying. For his prime years, I don't know. If we're not clicking on all cylinders and we're squeaking into the playoffs, I'd rather him sit. I'd rather him sit, and I'll see we'll see you back in October.
No shot.
Yeah.
No shot. I would never sign up for that. Me personally, I would never sign up for that because if you have Joel Embiid on the floor, you have a chance to win everything. You got to look at these injuries though. Every single one of them has been a freak injury. He's been very, I would say, durable.
That's the freaky part about it.
I understand, but he already got hurt in a freaky way this year with Kuminga falling on him. He's already gotten hurt.
Got it out the way.
We got it out the way. Hopefully, we don't see Pascal Siakam in the playoffs, so he doesn't elbow Joel.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been freak injuries, but I think his freak injuries are a thing in the past. For now, I'm trying to be optimistic here, but you're gonna have, especially now going into the playoffs, this is gonna be the freshest Joel Embiid that we've ever seen in the playoffs. With the freshest legs, he might be the freshest player on the court at any given time.
Is it their freshest though? Because he's coming off a knee injury.
Absolutely, he's gonna be fresh. Absolutely, he might not have the cardio or the in-game
That's what I'm saying.
I understand that, but
a
I'm saying,
shoulder. If he's a shoulder injury, then yeah, it'd be the front.
but you have to trust his rehab. Like he's already practicing, like he's already playing basketball right now. Whatever, to some level for sure. Right now, they said he was practicing with the team, but he's not. I don't think he's practicing in drills or whatever. But he is doing rehab right now.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a little bit.
You have to trust. You have to trust the player, Joel Embiid, as well. If he says he's going to go, he's going to go.
No, but see, that goes back to what we talked to before.
With the Kuminga thing.
If he's ready to go, him wanting to go,
yeah,
and him really being ready to go, two different things.
Yeah, and I think that takes some self-reflection for sure.
It takes an organization.
Yeah.
Remember I said, sometimes as a coach, you don't be a coach, be a dad.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what you wanted Nick Nurse to do.
Yeah.
To Joel Embiid is be his dad. Yeah. Say, look, sit this one out, kid.
It's not ready yet. And that's all I'm saying is like, because if I'm a coach, right, and I know I have a generational player, I have a future Hall of Famer, right, who's trying to get that ring, right, you're going to do everything you possibly can to get on the court. It's up to me to sit there and say, is this the right time now? Is this move the right move? Is this move worth it? Because the next injury, what if it's an ACL?
Yeah, you're talking a whole year.
We'll see after the All-Star game.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I'm not trying to be that person of the injuries. Injuries happen anytime, any place. I wake up in the morning and stub my toe. It happens, right?
Yeah.
All I'm saying is I don't think it's the smartest move. Again, if you're coming into the playoffs on fumes, I think we should shut it down because let's be for real. Organizations, they know where they're at.
Yeah.
And I might be saying to themselves, this ain't the year.
Yeah.
This is not the year to push all of our chips in. Not the year.
I don't know. If you're coming in on fumes, I would like to add some gasoline in Joel Embiid. Me personally. I would like to see where this team will go as far as Joel Embiid will take them. It doesn't matter if Maxey is on fumes. It doesn't matter if Tobias Harris is on fumes.
I hope I'm 100% wrong.
Yeah, I don't
think
know.
you're saying is right. And look, I want to see them get to the playoffs. I want to see them, succeed.
Yeah.
I'm thinking long term as well as the present.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you got to protect the players from themselves, and you got some players. Who was it? Who don't know how to act right, but like Antonio Brown, when they kept saying my ankle's messed up, and then get in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember the whole fiasco against the Jets.
Right.
I don't know. Again, it's also a little playing just both sides of the coin. You know?
Yeah. So I might look at this a little bit differently than you. I remember you saying in Philadelphia here, the Eagles is the number one team.
Yeah.
So I know you feel that way for yourself. The Eagles are your favorite team, but the Sixers are that is my number one team. I would trade. You remember when we lost the Super Bowl, we lost the World Series. I would trade that all to get a Sixers chip.
Oh,
because the Sixers have always been my team.
Okay.
Even when they're tanking, I'm watching Isaiah Cannon shooting threes, and I'm getting hyped up.
Say it one more time for the
Isaiah Cannon.
No, say the broadcast version.
Cannonball, whatever they say. I don't even remember what they were saying. But listen, those terrible teams, like I'm still watching every game. The Sixers have always, and I think it has a lot to do with my pops.
Okay.
I just remember when I was younger, him just watching Sixers games, and it just intrigued me more than watching a football game because I can see where the basketball is at. I guess maybe sometimes I couldn't see where the football was at.
Hey, real quick though, shout out to the Pops, man.
Yeah, what's up, Pops?
That's why we here. You know what I mean?
Right.
I remember me and my dad used to always watch the sports.
Yeah.
Right. Get our sandwiches.
Yeah.
Put the chips in the middle. Smash it down.
Oh yeah, that's a classic. That's a classic.
And we just watch sports.
That's a classic. Yeah. So my pops was busy.
Yeah.
We didn't have too much of that all the time, but what I do remember is him taking me like even when I was probably 18 years old,
Mhm.
like he's taking me to a Sixers game,
Mhm.
and like I'm talking like Thaddeus Young, Drew Holiday, those kind of teams, and I actually wanted to bring it in as a gag. I have a Thaddeus Young jersey, and it's number 21.
Mhm.
So everybody equates number 21 to be someone a little bit different than Thaddeus Young.
That is, yeah.
So I might have to bring that out one day to bring the Thad
So
Young out. But it's always been
I
to
get
me,
that.
it's always been Sixers.
I get that. Everybody has their favorite team. I
Yeah,
was just speaking as before as a city
yeah,
as a whole. The city as a whole.
yeah. No,
It's
that is 100% correct.
it's
You're
the
one hundred
Eagles,
percent
right?
correct.
Right.
I was just telling you
So
from my perspective
right.
that I've always been Sixers
And
first,
it's
regardless.
crazy you were talking about that. I was talking to Sue. I said one of my favorite memories growing up with my dad. My dad, they got some tickets to the Sixers game,
Mm-hmm.
Spectrum Days.
Tuh.
Okay, right? Super duper nosebleeds, right?
Yeah,
That's what he got.
yeah,
And this is back in the day where you could do things then you can't do now, like let your kids run wild.
yeah.
So
It's a
uh,
lot different now.
my brothers were younger, and he said, you know what, just let's be for real. The Sixers weren't good that time, so
Yeah,
it was kind of empty in there. wasn't really jam packed. They said, go, we're gonna run around. I said, all right, fine. My dad said, you can go with him. I said, no, I'm gonna stay with you because you got to admit something to me,
right,
right? I'm
right.
older.
Yeah.
The jumbotron shows boys to men. 2 rows behind them are my brothers on the jumbotron.
Why were
Smoke,
they there?
Jay. I'm like, what?
Menace,
I said,
straight menaces.
and the funny thing about it was my dad just said, "Have you seen your brothers?" I said, "Nah." Boom. Two
Right
seconds
there.
later,
At
I'm
least you
telling
knew
them,
where they were.
yeah,
Honestly, Boys to Men. That's pretty funny.
you can't do that nowadays.
Nah,
Like,
no sir.
you're a bad parent if you have
Yeah,
your kids on a
yeah,
leash. So
yeah. No,
yeah.
I mean, honestly, even back then, it's probably not the greatest idea, especially in the spectrum.
Look.
Um,
I remember not having seatbelts
yeah.
in cars
Hey, it makes you
or just a
tougher.
lap. Yeah,
It makes you
right.
tougher for sure.
Man, they make station wagons where you can sit in the back
Yeah,
and
in
face
the side. Yeah,
and
yeah. I
face
know
the back
exactly
and
what
you
you're
get rear
talking
ended,
about.
your kids are dead.
Yeah,
But um, but no, it just went back to
yeah,
one of my favorite sports memories that is like outside of being home, and having just watching sports with my dad, and then having that moment like you said, if I said shout out to the pops, man,
yeah, for sure.
yeah, yeah,
Sports is definitely better done with family.
yeah,
That's why I don't understand the whole uh, born in Philadelphia Cowboys fans. Because how do you share that experience with your dad? Your dad probably hates you. He's probably ashamed of you. Don't
garbage.
be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't let your
Yeah.
pops down in that certain type of way. If you don't want to go to school
Mhm.
or if you want to fail out of school, that's a disappointment. But don't be a Cowboys fan on top of it. If you were born
Absolutely.
here, that is just utter disrespect
I
to your
remember.
family.
I remember elementary school when I'm a little older.
Hmm.
I remember when the Dare program just started.
I remember that. I remember that.
I remember the
It didn't
Nancy
just.
Reagans,
Yeah.
yeah, her commercials, right?
Hmm.
And I'm going to reference that to Dallas Cowboy fans who are born and raised in Philadelphia and are Cowboys fans.
Mm-mm-mm.
If your parent and or grandparent or uncle or aunt, whoever, is a Cowboys fan, hey kids, just say no. Just say no.
Yeah.
It's garbage. You're
And
garbage. Don't be garbage. Don't be a
if you
cockroach.
are a Cowboys fan who your parents are all Philly, everything, um, if your parent let you down, I'm really sorry about it.
I'm gonna tell you.
But
I'm
it's
gonna tell you the
bad
truth.
parenting.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I was trying to be nice, right? I was trying to be cool with it. Trying to be nice,
Uh,
like, oh, just say no. Let the
yeah.
dare programs know. No, your family's garbage. Okay,
Yeah.
your mom is garbage. Your daddy's garbage. Your auntie, your
All due
grandparents.
respect. All
I
due
don't
respect.
care. No, ain't no respect
You
with
know
it.
what
They're
the best part
garbage.
about the dare thing was
Mhm.
though, is when they brought the dogs in. I
Yeah.
don't know if you were I don't know if you were scared of dogs when you were little, but
Oh no,
they
no,
had
no.
those German shepherds in there, and I was
German
like, yeah,
Shepherd's my
dog, can I
favorite
pet
dog.
them?
My
Can I
favorite dog.
pet them? And they were like, no.
Little quick story, little tidbit. German Shepherds are my favorite dog.
Yeah, it's a beautiful dog.
I used to have a German Shepherd in high school. Her name was Shane. Whenever I took her for a walk, everybody in the neighborhood, everybody in the hood had a pit bull,
Yeah.
Rottweiler, something crazy like that, right? I had my German Shepherd. People saw me coming. You can hear them say, "Ah, here come Mill with that damn cop dog." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I love, my German Shepherd. You couldn't get near me.
Yeah.
You couldn't touch me. You couldn't get near me.
Mm-hmm.
That was my bodyguard.
That's it.
Loved it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. All right. I think. Anything more?
We're wrapping it up.
We're
looking at the Sixers score right now.
Yeah. What we got?
Milwaukee's up by 19. It's not looking good, but we can fight. We can fight back. Maybe. I need Campaign to give me 40 tonight.
Yeah,
I need 40
for
Campaign.
I
I need Campaign to give me 40. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, but yeah, we expected this. We expected it to be rough without Joel, for sure.
But bad. Hey, real quick before we end this, right?
Yeah.
Give a couple shout outs.
Mm-hmm.
Let me give a shout out to a couple folks, a couple other people doing their thing in the area. I want to make sure we support them, much as they support us.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give a shout out to the Mind Over Mayhem podcast.
Yes.
That's a great podcast.
Mm-hmm.
It's a headline by a few lovely ladies talking about mental health in all aspects, not just, mental health for children, adults, relationships, substance abuse, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Give a shout out to the Comic Club, doing big things with their podcast as well. Anything for you? Any shout out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the Mind Over Mayhem podcast. That's my wife is part of that.
Yeah.
My wife's sister.
Yeah. Dr. Jerry.
Dr. Jerry Lynn.
Yep.
Very professional. Yeah, it's great content. Shout out to my wife.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
I was gonna say the same thing. Shout out to my girl too.
Yeah.
My girl Sue, aka Stink Butt.
Stink Butt. She's right upstairs. She can probably hear that. That's all right though. All right, let's end it off.
All right. And how we
start. Yes, sir.
All right, y'all. That's it for us today.
That's it.
Remember to like, subscribe, and share. And stay tuned for the next episode.
Tobias Harris.
Get him out of here. Fucking garbage.
Later.
Peace.